Neptune Nonsense is a Felix the Cat cartoon from 1936. This is directed by Burt Gillett and Tom Palmer and written by Pat Sullivan, with Walter Tetley providing the voice of Felix. And I rather enjoyed this one. The narrative was maybe a little bit lacking. The overarching narrative I liked, but the actual specifics of the action throughout the cartoon were maybe not that interesting. However, I did really thoroughly enjoy the actual animation. It starts off with Felix tending to various animals, and he has a goldfish, and the goldfish decides it wants a friend. So Felix goes to the water, to the sea, to try and capture a goldfish, and he ends up underwater. He's breathing underwater. One does need to suspend disbelief, but it's a cartoon, so I think we can let that slide. And while he's breathing underwater, he's trying to find this goldfish, and he ends up confronting King Neptune, which is where the title comes from. And I won't say any more about the specifics. To be honest, in terms of the specifics of the narrative, there isn't too much else to mention because, as I said, it's kind of lacking in terms of the action, in terms of key plot points. There's not a lot going on. It's basically just Felix encountering and interacting with different types of fish. And that means we have a lot going on. There's a lot to look at and a great variety. And that makes it really fun. I really enjoyed the design of the fish. I thought they looked great, really brightly coloured. The colour palette is stunning. And in general, I found this to be really pleasant. So it might not be the most intricate narrative or the most fascinating story, but I do like the overarching concept of Felix trying to find a friend for his fish. But the animation is really good and really enjoyable, and Felix is, as is usually the case, a very likeable character here. So that worked well as well. Neptune Nonsense will probably never be my favourite cartoon. Something I've mentioned before, I think. I don't know why, but in general, I don't care about cartoons set underwater. Or at least they're never ever going to be my favourites. But it worked well and I liked it and the animation was very good. And even though not a lot happened, it was still pretty engaging. So I can't complain too much. If you're a fan of Felix the Cat, or even if you're new to Felix, I'd say Neptune Nonsense is one that's worth watching.